Well, good evening, everybody. Sorry about the slight delay. Apologies. Can you actually hear me? Can everybody hear me okay? I'm using a microphone that I've never used before, and I tested it earlier, so I wasn't sure if it's working right. Is it working okay? Not sure. Good stuff. Thanks for joining, WT. I was having some issues with, Sid Finch as well. You're there too. Good stuff. Yeah, basically, I got this new camera specifically for sort of live streaming, and I've been fiddling with it all afternoon, and that's why I was running slightly late. I can't seem to stream off that, so I'm just using my generic laptop camera. As long as it's not too loud, guys. So how you guys doing? You had a good week? My week's been really hectic. Just the whole week's just been really busy. We've moved office, so it's always a busy time when that happens. Basically on a trot of 7 out of 8 days working. So yeah, and that's why my reviews have also been a bit lower as well. It's been a bit busy recently. But yeah, what are you guys having a dram tonight at all? I'm starting out on this one here, which is the last of the Foursquare 18-year-old. If I can get it on the camera, yeah. Basically the last of the 100ml sample that I had. Bonkers for you as well, Welsh. Did Whiskey Lock give you a nice sample? Was it him that gave you the sample of the Long Pond? Yeah, a Foursquare 18-year-old. Very enjoyable, but I'm kind of glad I didn't get a bottle, especially for the price it was going for. Very nice, but pretty much what I expect from Foursquare. A couple of Clarins as well. Yeah, I'll be honest, not really that clued up on Clarins, but I'm sure the Long Pond sample will go down quite nicely. Yeah, it's quite woody. The Foursquare 18, quite a lot of oak. I don't mind oak, but it's quite oak forward. Oh, hey, Just Whiskey. Good to see you, bud. What time is it in you? You're in America or are you Canada? Forgive me, I'm not sure if you're American or Canadian. But what's the time by you? Nice one, Welsh. Red wine, you know something? Yeah, I've kind of fallen out of love with. Oh, nice one, Just Whiskey. I've kind of fallen out of love with red wine for many, many years, actually. I used to drink a lot of it about 20 years ago. And I used to drink it with my dad, especially on Sundays and that. So, but since I've been in the UK, because I'm originally from South Africa, and there's a lot of good red wine in South Africa. When I originally came to the UK, I kind of just lost favor with red wine. And then one time I had an amazing red wine from a shop around the corner, and I was amazed at how good it was. And the thing is, I went back and I didn't keep a note of what the name of the wine was. And when I went to go back, there was none left, and I couldn't remember what the name of the wine was. But yeah, very seldom that I drink red wine now, mainly if I have a steak or something like that. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I honestly didn't think that there would be anybody here. So I really appreciate it, and apologies for the quality of the camera. But I'll try and for my next stream, I'll try and sort out the camera issue. The next live stream I'll do, as I say, will be next month, and my plan is to have 3 video bottlings. So one that I've already had or I've got at the moment, but 2 are new. So I look forward to trying those new ones from Villiers. Okay. Well, I think we might as well just get started then, shall we? So, as you're aware, I got a couple of new bottles of rum, and this evening is just going to be basically for Jamaica. It's all Jamaican rums that I've chosen for tonight. If you saw my latest community post, I teased a wee photo of what the 2 bottles are, and we'll start out with the first one, which I don't know if you guys knew what it was, but it's this one right here. So again, apologies, the camera. So this is a bottle from Rum Sponge, and this is a Clarendon 10-year-old. You can't really read the writing, apologies about that. But decided to get this one mainly because I don't have too much Clarendon in my collection. I've got a 12-year-old from Whiskey Blues that I've had, and it's been a bit of a challenge. Actually, it's very high strength, over 66%, and just find it a bit difficult. It needs water, a lot of water, that specific Clarendon. But this one, yeah, as I say, this is from Rum Sponge. I think it retails for about 95 quid, I think. And yeah, got a wee sample of it here that will be given away. So I've already labeled it. But yeah, onto the taste, I guess. I need to pick the right one here. I've got few drams selected. No, that's definitely not the Clarendon. Right, so this is the Clarendon. So on the nose, you get pretty much very fruity profile. Is this the famous Angus who is the Whiskey Sponge character? Not sure. Really not sure. What are you saying? It is Angus, okay. You recently opened Hamden's own 4-year proof. It's the first one I've had. I used to drink it when I was 8 years old. It's fine. Yeah, absolutely. I think pretty much any Hamden is enjoyable to me. Pretty much, I don't think I've had a bad Hamden. I can't say I've ever had a bad Hamden. But this Clarendon, very fruity on the nose, pineapple and banana, just what you'd expect, in my opinion. Yeah, so it's mainly the fruit notes that pop out first. There's kind of an aromatic sort of feel to this as well. Angus is a beautiful for you. But yeah, it's just got a very nice nose. Strength-wise, I think this is 57%, and there's a little bit of information on it. I'll just read it quick, actually. It's not a huge thing here. So it's a multi-vintage bottling created from 2 different barrels of Clarendon. 2013 first full barrel of EMB Clarendon, which was matured in Jamaica before being landed in the UK, and then in 2019 combined with a 2011 barrel of Moneymusk. Tropical aging versus continental aging, we don't know that. So basically, it's two different barrels of Clarendon. One obviously a bit more useful with being 2013, and the other one being a bit older. There we go. So yeah, there's also mintiness as well. When I first nosed this, it reminded me very much of TDL. It doesn't quite have that the same sort of level of mint that I would get from other TDLs. Certainly doesn't have the same sort of notes that you get from a TDL, like clay and glue and that sort of thing. There's a little bit of acetone on this, but it's not much. Yeah, still, as I say, dominated by the tropical fruit notes, a little bit of acetone, and that sort of aromatic sort of note, almost like vanilla cake, pineapple cake even, almost like a bready influence. But yeah, it's very nice. But a quick sip. Hopefully you don't get lots of swishy noises. Quite powerful on the palate. Again, more of that the tropical fruit notes, definitely. A little bit of glue, a bit of acetone. Definitely like minty toothpaste on the finish as well. As I said, quite similar to the TDL that I've had in the past. Bit of heat, bit of pepper, definitely some spiciness, vanilla. Not overly sweet, quite balanced. Bit of gooseberry, I think, as well. A little bit of sourness, but not off-putting. So it kind of balances that line between sweet and sour quite nicely. Just, yeah, very, very enjoyable. Oh, that's a shame, John. Yeah, this is my weekend off for me, so I'm quite lucky. I don't get many weekends off. This is the first weekend off I've had in months. Yeah, so that's the Clarendon. Very, very nice. Very enjoyable. Glad I got a bottle of it. Would I buy a backup? Probably not, because I favour other Jamaicans, but it's something a bit different. It's actually quite enjoyable and a good balance, I think. Oh, 7 weekends off per year, so you beat me by a long shot, John. That's pretty nuts. That is crazy. Okay, so guys, do you have any questions at all for me? I do apologize. The first time I've ever done anything like this, so I'm not quite used to this sort of thing, and I just really wanted to spend some time just to get you guys a bit better. So, you got any questions at all you want to ask me at all? Nah, that's not a problem at all, mate. No worries. Okay, so I'm just trying to work out how many we've got in here just now. Oh, the Worthy Park 15-year-old. Yeah, there's two Chorlton bottlings I'm interested in getting, Welsh. That Worthy Park 15-year-old, and also that TDL 13-year-old. I thought the TDL 13-year-old is actually quite a good price. Actually, they're both excellent prices for the age. I think Chorlton Whiskey are one of those underrated independent bottlers. They kind of slip a bit under the radar. The Belize 1981 Travelers 40th anniversary finished in sherry. I'm afraid I have not. That sounds like an amazing. Have you tried it, John? That sounds like an amazing an amazing dram to try. But I guess trying to get hold of that would be quite difficult. Yeah, I wanted Chorlton whiskey again. Yeah, Chorlton. I got a bottle of there. I can't remember the name of it, but it was. Oh, you're picking up in a few days. Nice one. Nice one. I look forward to seeing a review. That should be good. Yeah, the Transcontinental rum line as well. I think I've had a Worthy Park. I'm pretty dead certain. The only bottle I bought from the Transcontinental line was a Worthy Park. I think it was 5-year-old as well. Also highly enjoyable. Yeah, so Chorlton are doing good things. As I say, I picked up a bottle of whiskey last year from them. It was basically a 5-year-old Ardbeg mixed with Colila. And I think the Colila age was about 13 years of age. And as I said, the Ardbeg was only 5 years and took up the majority of the makeup of the bottle. And it's really, really enjoyable. I think it was only like 55 quid or something like that, maybe 60 quid tops. And core strength, obviously, natural colour and all that was also really good. So Chorlton whiskey are definitely one of the independent bottlers, in my opinion, that you need to keep your eye on, especially for. They do lots of different whiskies, but when they do release rums, it's normally decent quality, I'd imagine. So yeah, definitely one to keep an eye out for. No, no, Welsh, not yet. I need to get that 4-year-old. It's still available on a few sites. I think Hedonism have got some, if I'm not mistaken, and there's a couple of places. I think Tyndrum whiskey. I'm pretty sure they've still got stock. But yeah, I need to get my arse in gear on that and actually get a bottle of that, because as I say, that Papillon Haiti, the 6-year-old in sherry is absolutely incredible, in my opinion. As I say, won my top rum of the year last year, and I think well deserved, and I'm well into my second bottle of that. But yeah, I need to get that 4-year-old, and it's still reasonably priced, actually. Okay, so with regards to the giveaway, I don't know how you guys want to work it. So it looks like we've got 3 or 4 folk. Obviously it's you, Welsh, and John as well in the background, and Sid as well. I don't know if I'm missing anybody else. Yeah, that says unfortunate, Welsh. Definitely. Well, I think what we might do actually is I'll do all the drams I've got for tonight, and then you guys can just pick and choose one that you would like, and I guess that would be the easiest way to do it. So as I said, I've got the rum sponge Clarendon 10-year-old sample right here. So you guys at the end of the stream, just tell me which one you want, pretty much, and I will. You can get a sample. Are you sure, John? Okay. I really don't mind, mate. But yeah, so the second one I'm going to open up. I mentioned in my last community post that I was going to open up another bowl of Jamaican rum, and I'm going to open that one before I reveal the new bottle. So this one is one that I've probably drunk over the last year or so. Highly enjoyed it, and it's the 2006 Habitation Villa Worthy Park. Interesting. We're talking about Worthy Park tonight. I just finished off my first bottle. Yeah, I get you, John. If it's a wee sample, though, it shouldn't be too bad, though. So yeah, do I visit South Africa? Well, I haven't visited South Africa in many years. So I moved over here in the UK in about 2004, and I visited South Africa once, and then I visited South Africa again in 2008, I think it was, and that was with my partner. I wanted to show her where I come from and where I was brought up, and I wanted to show her the sights and everything. And I think back when I went, it was probably a bit more stable. I mean, obviously, Cape Town is not the greatest places to go to. I mean, mainly due to the violence and crime, etc. But yeah, I haven't visited South Africa since 2008. So that's what, 15 years, something like that. My dad still lives in Johannesburg, and he's nearly 70 and he still works. He's still working. I keep on telling him I should just chill out and relax, but he's a worker, like. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't visit South Africa now. I don't think I'd visit it now. I think it's too unstable, to be absolutely frank. So popping open this Worthy Park. And I really love this particular bottle. I think this is probably the first Worthy Park I ever had, actually. I went through a phase where I got a lot of runs from Jamaica a good few years back, and that was this particular bottle was available. And these days, a bit more difficult to get for a decent price. But indeed. Yeah, I'm sure Welsh would enjoy any sample. Oh, that's my cat scratching at the door. I think she can hear my voice and wants to come into the room. Might let her in a bit. But yeah, South Africa these days, as I say, my dad is very optimistic. You know, he's lived in South Africa for a very long time. So, I mean, my dad, he's from the UK, and I mean, he lived in South Africa for, I don't know how many years it has been now, but certainly longer than when he lived in the UK. And he's always optimistic. You know, his argument would be, well, you drink everything. Yeah, his argument would be, you know, violence is everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go, etc. And but I mean, the economy is ruined. You know, and I think that's one of the reasons why I left South Africa back in 2004. I worked. It was very difficult to get work. I mean, I was very, very lucky. I was able to get hold of a job that I held down for about 5 years. And as I said to you guys before, in reviews, I've kind of given snippets of it, of information. I worked in a tobacconist for 5 years, and we used to sell humidors and cigars and Cuban cigars, Dominican Republic cigars, and pipe tobaccos and all that sort of stuff. So it was very interesting to work with them for 5 years. But by 2004, I think that it was time for me to move on and leave the country. And that's what I did. Went straight to London, hated London, then went to Scotland. I didn't enjoy London. It was, yeah, I really struggled to get work in London, believe it or not, back in 2004. And when I went to Scotland, I got 3 job offers in a week and was pretty much all settled within 2 weeks. So Scotland was really good to me, actually. I've stayed here ever since. You got family connections with South Africa? Unless you think it's in ruin and getting worse, yeah. Yeah. See, the thing is, my dad will be the optimist. I think as well, you know, all his pension, etc., his retirement annuities and everything. It's all. I think for him to come over to the UK, he could never afford it, and that's the problem. I don't know what the exchange rate is now, but actually, let's look. What's the exchange rate? Okay, so how much is £100? 2,400 rand. Yeah, that's basically 24 to the pound, pretty much. I think, is it? Yeah, because 24 times 100 is 2,400. So that's that's crazy. Yeah, so my dad's got all his retirement annuities and his wife, etc. So there's no chance of him ever moving out of South Africa. But Cape Town, beautiful country, beautiful city. When I went back in 2008 with my partner, it really hit home. Just how beautiful the country is, but it's absolutely been torn apart. And it's a shame, because obviously, where you're born from, you have to have some sense of pride, etc. And it's I don't know. I just don't feel anything anymore for the country as such, and it's amazing because a lot of people said to me when I moved over, "Why'd you move over to the UK? It's terrible." So, yeah. Anybody watch any rugby today at all? You see, Scotland lost to Italy. I think that was today. Or was that yesterday? I'm getting my days mixed up. Pretty sure it was today. The only dumpy habitations we now have are Great Worthy Park, or 502. Yeah, the habitation villa Long Pond has kind of eluded me. I've not been able to get anything like that. And I think if you got it now, it'd probably be pretty pricey, I'd imagine. Yeah, but this Worthy Park from Villiers is really, really nice. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, Long Pond is definitely one of those distilleries I would like to get to know a bit more. I think I've got, how many Long Ponds do I have? I've got the 17-year-old from Whiskey Blues that I've been meaning to review for half a year. Just haven't got around to it. Oh, that would be amazing, Welsh. If you could, that would be fantastic. Definitely like to try it. The Long Pond 14 is the other one that 16-year-old, sorry, from the Kill Devil series. That's the other Long Pond I've got. You don't hear too much on Worthy Park with the reviewers. Yeah. It's unfortunate, actually. This particular Worthy Park, in my opinion, I didn't really tell you much about it. So, again, definitely banana on the nose. But this one is definitely more of the savory sort of element to it. There's definitely olives, lots of olives on this one, especially in the finish. Lots of olives. There's almost like a almondy sort of nuttiness to it as well, which is very interesting. But yeah, almost a touch herbal as well, almost like herbs from your kitchen, that sort of feel to it as well. It's a lovely, lovely dram. And I'm glad I got a backup bottle of it. But I'll actually quickly pour a sample of that one as well, because I said I would give away a sample of this one as well. So give me 2 seconds and I'll just pour this. Right, there's a sample of that. Worthy Park as well for, and I'll label that in a bit as well. Duncan Taylor, yeah, I've read up on that about Duncan Taylor's long ponds, the aged long ponds. I think the last Duncan Taylor rum I had was a Fijian rum. It only was 46%, but I think it was a 13-year-old Fijian. Also I really enjoyed that bowl, but I've never been able to get or source out any of the cask strength sort of additions from Duncan Taylor. As you say, they don't do it anymore, which is a shame. Yeah, it is a shame. Okay, so the third bottle that I've got, I'm going to get that out now as well. Might as well just get it out. And if you guys saw the picture, you might have, or the snippet that I did on the community post. So this one here is from Colours of Rum, and it is their, again, the camera's not great, apologies. Basically, 10-year-old Hampton, bottled at 66.8% ABV, so really high strength, a bit of a bruiser actually. Mark is Diamond H, so I think that's 2 levels below the CH mark, I think. So still highest is, I think, 900 to 1,000. Yeah, in your bunker. I'm sure you got lots of good things in your bunker there, Welsh. I'd like to visit your bunker one day. I'm still working on mine. So yeah, the Hampton one was the one I was looking forward. I was looking forward to try the most. As you know, I'm really, really a big fan of the Hampton Spirit, and this one is no exception. Oh, I better let my cat in. She is crying at the door. 2 seconds. Right, you coming in? What are you going on about? What's up? Bought by the guy who made a fortune of J&B Rare. A fortune off J&B Rare. Not sure. I know my cat's looking like she wants to go out again. Just typical. Yeah, so this Diamond H from Colours of Rum is also excellent. Really, really like this one. So on the nose, it's just typical Hampton, as you would expect. Loads of pineapple, banana, industrial notes. Glue, acetone, all the good notes that you'd expect from this sort of mark. I think this is 900 to 1,000, so it is quite off the CH mark, which I think is 1,300 to 1,400, I think it is. You have cat trouble at the moment. The little rascal has developed a taste for posh food, turning his nose up at everything else. My other cat, so this is the one that's in the kitchen now with me, the female cat. The other one is a rascal as well. And he's been turning his nose up to his own food like the last week or so. He keeps on begging me for tidbits, which I'm not going to give him because he will develop the taste. But I'm convinced he's an outdoor cat. I'm convinced. Okay, cool. Thanks, John. Thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate it, mate. And see you soon, man. Enjoy that rum that comes along that you're picking up soon. For 66% ABV on this Hampton, 66.8. It drinks very well. Alcohol integration is quite good. There's a lot of dryness there as well, which you would expect at that ABV. I have found that this develops a bit better, in my opinion, with water. With water, I definitely get more olives and that sort of sweet Danish pastry, sort of custard and apple sauce kind of feel to it. Develops a bit more with water, I find. This is another fabulous, fabulous rum, in my opinion. I mean, is it better than, or the Whiskey Blues 15-year-old? That's a difficult one. That Whiskey Blues 15-year-old is excellent. Different mark, obviously less esters on this 10-year-old Diamond H, but yeah, that's interesting. You say that, Sid, about the Kopitzer glass. I don't know what happened, but I just noticed that I was reaching for a lot more. And because I had tons of Glencans in my cabinet, and I got the Kopitzer, and I know that I've said in some of my reviews that sometimes the Glencan is better and sometimes the Kopitzer is better, but I've just been reaching for the Kopitzer more and more and more, and I do find for tastings, when you're tasting a spirit for the first time, I do find the Kopitzer more interesting, because as I said before, for me the Kopitzer kind of singles out all the different tastes and flavors, and the Glencan kind of pushes it all together and molds it together. And that's just me, though. Of course, that's my interpretation of what it is. But yeah, long story short, yeah, I do kind of prefer using the Kopitzer glass now, and it's pretty much the only one I use at the moment. I probably need to give the Glencan another try. But for rum especially, I just tend to use the Kopitzer now. Yeah. Yeah, so as I said, this one is really enjoyable. Excellent quality. It's a bit pricey, though, I will say. That's the only thing I will say about this 10-year-old Hampton. It's a bit more expensive than the Whiskey Blues bottle. Yeah, Walsh, I would agree with you a lot. I would agree with you completely on that one. Rum being more distinctive in flavor and strength, even more so than whiskey. I would say last year, I would say that I fell in love with rum in a big way again last year. I think it's the most I've enjoyed rum since about 2017, 2018. That sort of, I think I went through phases where I really loved rum, and then I went back to whiskey. And now at the moment, I definitely prefer rum as a spirit. And as you probably can see by my reviews, it kind of reflects that. My whiskey reviews, I've obviously got more than I do the rum reviews, but I don't know, when I do a rum review, I get quite excited. I really want to share my thoughts and opinions, and I'm not saying whiskey's boring or anything like that. It's not that. It's more just that I'm really into rum at the moment, and have been so for the last year or so. So, but you're right. Everything is different. I mean, this 10-year-old Hamden, for example. I mean, you're not going to find anything like this. In my opinion, in the rum world, etc. You'll get stuff that's maybe got the esters in that, but nothing quite like this. I haven't tasted anything like a Hampton, and that's the beauty of rum. I think it's very, very distinctive and different to what you would get from malt whiskies in general. One thing I will say, though, that Bruichladdich 18-year-old is definitely opening up a bit more. I still think it's expensive, but it has definitely opened up a bit more with more time more time in the bottle. It's definitely opened up the flavors a bit more. But yeah, 150 quid. Phew. Yeah, it's expensive. Britain's market in general, more towards. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, a lot of the rums. So, well, I wouldn't say all of them, but quite a lot of them, you have to go onto the European market if you're in the UK. Generally, especially for habitation Villiers releases, for Villiers bottlings, especially. The thing is, like the thing like that. Look at the Hamden Great House. I mean, it comes in drips in the UK, whereas in France you can buy it all France, and it's roughly the similar sort of price of what you pay here in the UK. Also, the habitation Villiers releases as well, as I said, again trickles into the UK market, whereas now you can get all of that in France. And the nice thing about purchasing, I've never had any issues at all with purchasing from places like the Maison de Whiskey and Excellence Rum as well. But yeah, I think the choice is definitely less here in the UK market. Definitely. As a sherry drinker, yeah. Sherry is another thing. I don't think I've had that in many, many years. I mean, obviously, sherry cars matured whiskies, etc. Um, have you managed to try out the Kilkerran 8-year-old yet, Walsh? I'm just interested to know what you think of it, if you have tried it. I had some of it last night, and that's been open up for a few weeks now. I definitely feel there's less sherry influence on this year's release, and definitely more distillate led in the Kilkerran spirit. Definitely. Might be wrong, but that's just the way I feel about it. Definitely quite a bit of peat and smoke on the end for me. I was trying it last night. I was quite surprised actually how much peat I got from it. I always had to hunt it, but it was available. Yeah, I mean, I remember the times. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I'm talking about 6, 7 years ago. Um, when Foursquare, came to the fore really with their 2005 12-year-old. And I think at the same time, at the release of that, I think it was Dominus as well, and the ex-cognac casks matured Foursquare. And I've said it before, and I think both those bottles were about 50 to 55 pounds. And the great thing was there was so much availability as well. I remember buying one, enjoying it so much, and ended up buying another one a week later. Oh, there's my cat. You can probably see her in the background there. What are you up to? Huh? What are you up to? So yeah, we used to get. I think you're right. We used to get really good stuff online, no bother. I think the issue these days, is availability. I think that's one of the huge problems that we face. I think that's with whiskey, definitely availability can be a problem with certain brands, and I think rum as well. As I said, we just don't nowadays just don't have. Right, I'm going to put my cat out. She's wanted to go. Right, come on. Come on then. Off you go. Oh, God. I'm sorry about that. So you've gone through quite a bit of it already. Didn't take too long to open up. Yeah, doesn't take that long. Just needs a bit of time, I think. Definitely found it on first opening it was a little bit aggressive, but it's definitely smoothing out for me a bit more now. I also got a backup bottle as well. I wasn't going to, and then I ended up getting a backup. I think it was from House of Malt in the end. Just because it was, I mean, it was what, £59. It's just really good value in my opinion. Hamden is so nice. Definitely not one of the craziest Hamdens that I've had, but very, very enjoyable. Lots and lots of esters, lots of fruit. Nice vanilla custard in the end as well. Yeah. So yeah, the Kilkerran 8, in my opinion, definitely one of the better sort of whiskies or cask strengths that you can get at that sort of price. It does sell out very quickly, although this I don't think availability is always going to be a problem. But it wasn't as bad as I have seen it in the past. I've seen it a lot worse than what it was when it was released. Yeah, yeah, I get a bit jealous when you talk about those Villiers Coronis because yeah, nowadays they're just so darn expensive. Yeah, really expensive. I think the two Coronis I still would like to try is the Villiers 17-year-old and the 21-year-old. And the 21-year-old, I've seen it in one place, and it's like £600 or something like that. And I'm just not paying that. Yeah, I wonder John has he? I don't think has he reviewed the Kilkerran 8 yet? I haven't. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Has he? I don't know if it's available yet. There is it? I haven't tried the Kilkerran 16-year-old in a while. I didn't manage to get a bottle last time round. I enjoyed the Kilkerran 16-year-old, one of the first batches, but didn't think it offered that much more than the 12. Oh, the 12-year-old. Okay. Yeah, the only Coroni that I've got is the from Villiers, the was it the 200th anniversary edition, and the 18-year-old. That is a bit of a wacky dram, in my opinion. Compared to the other two Coronis that I've got, it's completely different. That 18-year-old Coroni from Villiers, honestly, I can taste that the next morning in my mouth. Taste all the rubber and all that influence, and even like that minty sort of edge just sticks to your tongue. Yeah, that particular Coroni definitely one to keep for the end of the night rather than have it as a first dram, because I don't know, it's a bit like Hamden. I find Coroni, it kind of drowns out all the other spirits that you get. It's just pointless trying to taste a single malt whiskey after you've had a Hamden or a Coroni, in my opinion. But yeah, that 18-year-old is a lovely bottle. Out of the three Coronis I've got, the Master Malt 22-year-old, and then I've got that I can never say it. That Batiki Rum Company's, I think it's also 20-year-old, is it? I think. I definitely prefer the Villiers bottles. Yeah. That's one thing I do find, like with Berry Brothers or Berry Bros, I do find their rums quite expensive. I was looking. I think Moros have got a Fijian rum. I think it's only 12 years old, and that's 120 quid. I think it is. Let me have a quick look. Milroy's. I'm just going to Milroy's site now. I'm pretty sure they had a Berry Brothers release there. And it's not just that release. I think in general, the prices that I've seen from Berry Brothers for their rums is not cheap, generally. Not that I'm looking for cheap things, but it's definitely expensive, I think. And I think that's one of the problems. There we go. They've got a Trinidad, a TDL from 2012. I mean, that's £92. Normal price is over 100 quid. And that's maybe 2012? So that's what, a 10-year-old? When you've got Dramore selling their 13-year-olds for, 55, 60 quid, and you've got, like Thomson Bros selling also their TDL 13-year-old, I think was also about 60, 65 pound. When you have to spend over 100 quid, you're just hoping that it's a really good bottle. So Sid, you're saying a thin bottle called Karen 12. It's the best designed whiskey bottle. Okay. Is that, what year was that? For that Karen 12 you're talking about? If you can remember, of course. Berry Bros have gone premium just like Gordon MacPhail. Yeah. Both released great stuff at great prices not so long ago. The rum output is nothing like it was. Yeah, it's a real shame. Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't realize that, Sid. Did you manage to get a local barley at all, guys? I was definitely a bit salty when I went to that. That tasting down the road from me. It was, when I managed to get the Kilkieran 8 and the Springbank 15, which is obviously excellent, but it was a bit of a tough pill to swallow, seeing two people walk out with a local barley and a 25-year-old at retail. It's probably the only chance I'm going to get of getting a local barley for this year, to be honest. Impossible to get. I was looking at whiskey auctions. I think Whiskey Hammer, one of the auction sites in February or last month, I think the local barleys were like 380, 400 quid, which is absolutely ludicrous. I mean, I like the local barley generally. I think all the ones that I've had have been excellent. But yeah, 400 quid for local barley that's newly released is just insane. I can't believe people. I guess if you've got tons of money, if you're a millionaire or whatever, you can afford that sort of thing. But yeah, just ridiculous. And also, as I mentioned the other day with the auction sites with the Foursquare 18, they were like, across just two sites alone, there were 26 bottles, 28 bottles, which means there's so many people that are just, they're buying all this stuff, but they're not drinking it, and they're trying to sell it at inflated prices. But at least the Foursquare, as I said, in my community post, the Foursquare 18-year-old, I don't think the flippers got what they wanted for it. I think they were expecting hundreds and hundreds of pounds, but all except one bottle on Whiskey Hammer, the Foursquare 18-year-old went for, only one went for over 100 quid. So, okay, sorry. Old Kilkerran in a slim bottle in an ex-Calvados cask. That must be, I don't think I've even seen that. A Kilkerran in an ex-Calvados cask. Was it you tried a sample bottle and it's not worth it? Oh, I see. So was the ex-Calvados cask, was that just a sample bottle, or was that a full bottle you had? $15, $11, $20 for that 12-year-old. Okay. Yeah, I must admit, I'm definitely not the most, when it comes to the finer details, I'm certainly not one that would notice that, to be honest. There was somebody that posted on a comment on one of my reviews recently about, I was on the Dominican Republic, 10-year-old, and they said if you take the whole font on the bottle, and you every sentence or every string is in a different font, and if you take the letters first, etc., it comes up and it spells cacao. I mean, whether that's intended or not is up for debate, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I would have never ever have noticed that. And this guy mentioned it on the channel. It's not something I've even thought of. Local Bolly is insane. I'm actually getting a bit. Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay, you got a bottle and a sample. All right. Yeah, so there's definitely, as I said, there's definitely the auction prices. I mean, I'm talking more from, places like Rum Auctioneer, for example. In February, they had, obviously, they're a specialist rum place, so you would expect the prices to be a bit higher there. And I think the Foursquare 18-year-old, as an example, was going for about 140 quid, 145 quid, which is obviously a lot more than what it was at retail, which was about 90 quid. Okay. But then you go to the other auction houses that are not specialists in rums, like the whiskey houses, like Whiskey Hammer. Whiskey Hammer is actually just down the road from me, about 15 miles away. And yeah, the prices that the flippers and the sellers, I can't look. I'm not going to be fair. I'm not going to call them flippers, because maybe it's 13 people who just wanted to sell a bottle of it, but they're not getting the prices they want. As I said, it's definitely seems to be changing. I think with Foursquare as well, especially Foursquare, I think availability of other independent bottles of Foursquare is quite. I mean, it's easy to get a bottle of Foursquare. A few years back, maybe not, but nowadays, it's definitely a lot easier to get independent Foursquare and other bottles that you want. Is any Foursquare worth more than £100? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, look, the Villiers bottlings, for example, I mean, that's a completely different story when it comes to availability and price. They seem to be going up in price. I mean, I've seen some Foursquares there going for £1,000, if not more. And I always think to myself, is it, it's supposed to be good, but is it really that good? But yeah, I think the sort of £100 mark is kind of my limit. I know that I think Berry Bros has just released a 15-year-old private cask of Foursquare. I think that's well over 100 quid. Whiskey Exchange still have, I think it's their Mystique, or Mystic, Foursquare Mystic, more Mystique. I think that's also well over 100 quid. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it. You're going for a Foursquare next time. Yeah, I mean that's one good thing about Foursquare. I mean Hampton is a fantastic rum, but it's certainly not one I drink every single day. And I think that's you have to have other rums to to keep you going. Otherwise, it's just having Hampton is because it is it's a challenging rum. Really, for me, it is. I find it a challenging rum, and a lot of some of the time, I don't want to have challenging rums. I just want to enjoy something light, and I think Foursquare kind of fits the bill. It's a very pleasing rum. I think back in 2017, etc., when even 2016, whenever the 2005 12-year-old would have been about 2017. I mean, when that came out, it obviously created a lot of interest, for malt whiskey, single malt whiskey drinkers as well. It's a very clean rum. It's very polished. It's very easy to drink, and there's oak influence there too. I find with Foursquare as well, but I think you'll really enjoy it. Yes. Yeah, Foursquare being luxury rum. Of course, the Foursquare character is the distillery character. I've always thought so. Indie bottlings have that to contend with. Yeah, that could be the case. I mean, I don't think I've had, again, with Foursquare, I don't think I've had a bad Foursquare either. Even the independent bottlings are all enjoyable. I've got the Good Spirits Company 16-year-old, the Golden Cross series 15-year-old as well, I still have. And then I've got the other releases like Touchstone, and I've also got the Détente as well, and a few other releases. I like them all. But it's just not something that, I don't know. I liked it when it was 55 to 60 quid. Not 100 quid. And that's the problem. That's something that's something that's just going to happen. I think now. I think pricing is always going to be a problem. Very difficult to get excellent value. But as I said, there are a few independent bottlers out there like Dramore and Thomson Bros, etc., that try to keep I've had a few good rum releases from them, and the prices have been good. But yeah, I don't know. Foursquare, it's something that I loved when I first tried it, and I still enjoy it, but I just don't feel it excites me as much as the other rums do. And I think that's the problem for me with Foursquare. As I said, for me, it's a very pleasant rum, and very good, and very consistent. And that's all excellent, but it just doesn't excite me like it used to. I think that's the thing. Like I had a few drops of I think the 12-year-old 2009 last night, which I really enjoyed, and tonight I've just been sipped on the 18-year-old. But yeah, the price is the reason why. Yeah. Well, there's Whiskey Exchange exclusive bottlings as well. And they're hanging around. They're certainly not going to. I don't think they're going to sell out anytime soon. I think they've got one bottle there. I can't remember the name of the release, but it's they originally introduced it, I think, for about 80 to 85 to 90 pounds or something. And I was just looking on the website yesterday or the day before, and I think it's over 200 pounds for a bottle. And when I saw that, I was really surprised. And that's their own bottling that they've got. And I think that they generally, Whiskey Exchange, when they do a release, I think it's a good few thousand bottles. So takes a bit longer, I think, to sell. But I mean, fair few reviews disappointed by Foursquare. Yeah, I mean, like most spirits, it's not going to be for everybody, you know. I, I, I don't know. I think, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they're disappointed. I don't know. To me, it's just a pleasant rum. You know, it's got all the classic. Maybe they just don't like the house character style. I don't know. But I always associate with Foursquare fruity and coconut, definitely on the nose. Um, and I said you definitely get. I noticed more oak influence in Foursquare than in other rums I've tried. Yeah, yeah. I think as we've said before, I think price is one of the problems. But yeah, I mean everything has gone up in price. I mean, crazy prices. I was just looking on online the other day at Cuban cigars. I just was interested to see. I bought a box of 25 Monte Cristos number fours, I think in 2012, and that was £225, I think. I looked at the same box now. You're looking at about 550 to 600 quid. You know, so that's much more than double what they were selling for back in 2012. Um, I think that's the problem with these luxury items. You think they've calculated single cost plus a premium price into the final? Yeah, that's easily possible. But they're not the only distillery. As I say, that where the prices have crept up. I was absolutely gobsmacked when I saw the prices of Glendronach these days. Now, mine Glendronach is down the road from me. When I say down the road, about 40 miles from where I live. I can quite easily go and visit Glendronach, and I have done so in the past. A really nice distillery to actually visit if you ever are out that way in Huntley. But yeah, they're 18-year-olds, 175 quid now, which, I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, a few years back, we were paying £85, I think, maybe even less. Sometimes you get it on special on Amazon, you know. So, and the thing, my question is, who's buying that, you know, for that sort of price? Um, Travelers Belize 12 year better than the Foursquare, in my opinion. Acetone turns me off in bourbon and some Foursquare. Yeah, that's an interesting one, John. But yeah, the acetone note, I think you either like or you dislike. Um, one of the first bottles of Foursquare I ended up getting was I've mentioned this before, was a Habitation Villiers Foursquare 2-year-old ex cognac cask, and it was probably one of the most craziest craziest rums I've had. Um, Not quite as crazy as that Hampton 10-year-old, but that acetone note was very heavy in that particular rum. It was just crazy. I loved that profile. It was probably still my favorite Foursquare actually, because it was so different from anything else I'd tried. I had 2 bottles of that, and that disappeared in a few years. But yeah, that acetone note can turn people off, definitely. Yeah, talking about that, so you got the Kilkerran 16. Yeah, I think if you can get it, I mean, I don't know what the retail is now. I think must be about 70 quid, is it? I don't know, maybe 65 to 70 quid. If it's that sort of price, then definitely. Did anybody get the Kilhoman 16? When I saw the price of that, I was absolutely, again, gobsmacked. It was what, over £200 for a 16-year-old. I mean, I enjoy Kilhoman, but I don't know. I thought that was a step too far. I know some people definitely did buy it, but yeah. I've always enjoyed Kilhoman, but I do find some of the bottles a bit pricey. As I said before, I think with Kilhoman, my favourite is Kilhoman's have always been single casks, and all the single casks that I've got, I think it's about 4 or 5 that I've had. Most of them are under £99. But yeah, yeah. So I agree. I think that's it's just pushing it. Brooke Laddie's pushing it for 150 for an 18, in my opinion. Kilholman charging 200. But the thing is, it's sold. My question is, how many people have actually sat down and tasted it? You know, um, I think I'm part of the one of the Facebook groups I'm part of is the Kilholman Appreciation Society, and I can't remember there being too many notes. People giving notes and tastings of the 16-year-old. I mean, I had the opportunity to get it, but I just wasn't willing to pay that sort of money for a 16-year-old. It's not even cost strength or anything like that. So you've got that to factor in as well. But yeah, as a whole, I have found Kilholman for me personally a little bit hit and miss at times. But as I said, they're single casks. The single casks have all been delicious, especially the ones that are bourbon cask matured. Yeah. What are you saying, Welsh? Just got through the ex Fino for 80 quid. The cheapest core range is the best. Yeah. Yeah, I never got the ex Fino. They had a few other ones. There was another one that they released which was a bit of they called it a mess or something like that. What was it called again? There was a lot of marketing bollocks, to be honest, with that specific Kilholman release. Not the the one I'm just thinking of. I can't think of the name of it now, but they said it was a mess of a dram, sort of, or a mess of a bottle. It's made of the cast makeup was things which shouldn't really work, but they claimed it did, or something along those lines. I didn't really get the marketing on that, so I didn't bother with that release. But yeah, I will say, Welsh, the one Kilholman I have enjoyed is the Loch Gorm. I do like the Loch Gorm, but it is pretty batch dependent, in my opinion. It's a bit of a lottery as to which one you get. I haven't had a Loch Gorm in ages, but the ones that I have had, some of them have been enjoyable, some of them not. So it is a bit of a lottery. Springbank have nullified themselves to 90% of people. Yeah, which was my argument when it won when the Springbank 10-year-old won the online Scotch Whisky Awards. I thought they should never have been there in that award, simply because of the availability. I mean, I can still manage to get the Springbank 10-year-old when I need to, but that's not the case for most people. And yeah, I think the best thing to do is probably to actually go to Springbank and visit them. I still want to do that, but I'll probably end up doing that. Go to Campbelltown when it's not so busy. I'll probably miss my opportunity, to be honest, with summer coming up. Okay, no worries, mate. No worries, Welsh. By the way, Welsh, which sample would you like? Well, guys, well, just tell me what sample you would like. So, as I said, we've got the Clarendon 10-year-old, the Colours of Rum, Hampton 10-year-old, and the Worthy Park 2006. Just let me know. And also how you want to do it. You can hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is basically the same as my name. Whiskey Journey. Yeah, sure. You can let me know on Insta. Just let me know. As I said, it's Whiskey Journey. What is my? I don't even know what my name is. Whiskey Journey. It's 575 or something like that. It's exactly the same on Instagram. So if you look up my channel name, it's basically the same on Instagram. Or just let me know in the comments. Oh, hey David, thanks for joining. Or were you there all the time? I'm not sure. But yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, Sid. So yeah, I do kind of agree. I think the Osbers is pretty pointless. Yeah, as I say, I don't have too much of an issue with the Osbers, but I don't know, having Springbank there as, you know, best 10-year-old or whatever it won, or best single malt Scotch whisky of the year award. I don't know. If it's certainly not available, then oh, my name. My name is Gavin. Good old Scottish name. Although I'm not from Scotland, but originally, but live here now. So yeah, that's my name. But everybody calls me Gav. Nobody calls me Gavin, unless they're angry at me. I'll be back in a second. I just want to get what my Instagram is account name is. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll be back in a moment. Yeah, so I just checked. So Whiskey Journey 175 is my Instagram. So you can send me a message there. It was good to have you, WT. See you later, yeah. Sid, is there any dram that you want of the sample? And also David as well, since you're here too. Any sample that you want? So I've got, as I say, the Clarendon 10-year-old, Colours of Rum Hampton 10-year-old, and the Worthy Park 2006 from Habitation Villiers. So just let me know. I can only give one sample. Maybe just let me know which one you'd prefer. This is the Clarendon again, 10-year-old. That Clarendon is actually, a 10-year-old is really, the alcohol is tasting a bit more integrated now. I think it just needed some time in the glass just to rest. That's actually really nice. 57%. Lots of tropical fruits, a little bit of glue, a little bit of olive as well. Very nice. bit of a sweet edge in the end as well, but not overly sweet. With a savory edge there too, with the olives. That's actually really nice. Are you sure, man? I don't. As I said, I don't really. It doesn't bug me at all. I mean, do you want to try the 2006 Worthy Park? It's an excellent dram, and I think you will appreciate it. It's very nice Worthy Park. Probably out of these three that I've got, probably the Hampden for me is probably the standout one. But you're more than welcome to have the Worthy Park sample. David, is there anything that you would like? Just let me know. Probably going to wrap up soon, guys. I'll have to make some dinner soon, I think. That's the last of the Foursquare. So I've got through all the drams, actually. I'm definitely going to need some food soon. Let's check something quick. Any unaged rum reviews? No, I don't have anything. There is one Foursquare that I'm very tempted to get. Is it the Foursquare 502? Let me just double check. Or was it the Worthy Park 502? Sorry, not the Foursquare. Foursquare on my mind now. Worthy Park 502. Yeah, that's the only one that I still would like to get. I think it's still available on Whiskey Exchange. I'm sure Whiskey Exchange still have bottles of it. But yeah, that's the only unaged one I can think of at the moment that I'm wanting to get. Yeah, so the only unaged rum that I've got is at the moment is the Hampden from it's the Hampden Dock unaged that I've got, which is a belter of a rum, but very, very strong and very powerful, and a bit crazy, to be honest, very chemical. But yeah, that Worthy Park 502 is the one that I've been thinking of getting for a bit now. So if I do decide to get a bottle of that, then definitely we'll do another review of that. You're interested in getting a Croft in Scotland? A Croft. I'm not too sure what that is. Croft? I still lost the 4 square 18. As I said, very nice. Just don't know if I'd spend 100 quid on a bottle. Right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap things up for now. As I said, it's been great that I'm really so glad that you guys have actually joined and spent some time with me. I'm definitely going to do another one next month. Might do a poll as to what time you guys prefer, and I just chose the Saturday because it's very rare that I get weekends off. And yeah, so yeah, it's just been good to spend some time with you guys and just chat. It's a new thing for me, this sort of thing. So I was pretty nervous, but I'm really glad that you've had questions and you've actually turned out. As I said, I've got the 3 samples here. Okay, so last chance saloons for you, Sid. Are you sure you don't want any? I'm happy enough to send you a sample, mate. If you're 100% sure, then that's fine. David, you must also tell me if you want any, if you want a sample as well. Okay. So as I said, my Instagram is Whiskey Journey 175, I think it was. Yeah. Let me double check that one more time. Okay, no worries, David, man. As I said, I don't have any issues sending samples along if any of you guys want. As I said, my Instagram, I'm pretty sure it's Whiskey Journey 175. But yeah, as I said, I hope you enjoyed this stream. Sorry that I had issues with the camera, etc. And I said next month I will be we'll be having a live stream with Habitation Valera and have a few Valera releases. Okay. Yeah, thanks, David. I've got quite a lot of stuff to come. I'll hopefully get around to doing a few more rum reviews as well. And there's a couple of bottles I want to do a review of. All right. Okay, guys, thanks for coming, and I'll see all of you again soon. Take care.